Today's mini lesson is called Thoughts and Feelings, and the goal of this lesson is to help you make sure that your memoirs are both reflective, but also continue to answer that question of, so what? Why was this moment worth writing about? It's important to remember that memoirs don't have to cover amazing, headline-worthy events. Sometimes the best memoirs come from simple things like a fishing trip or picking blueberries with a grandparent. So what makes a good memoir? Well, what we discover when we read good memoirs is that a good memoir is good because of the intensity of the writer's feelings. In other words, we recognize a writer is doing a good job if they slow down as the writer and let the reader know what is going on inside of him or her, sharing those innermost personal thoughts and feelings so that the reader too can experience those moments. Here's an example of a first draft from a student named Tyler, and this is his memoir titled Christmas Eve. Just listen as I read this first draft aloud. Christmas Eve. The damp sand squished between my toes. The humid breeze slicked back my hair. It was my first Christmas Eve spent away from home. My sister, mother, father, and I walked down the beach. The sun, dwindling below the horizon, transformed the sky into a three-dimensional painting. The thin streak of clouds, a crooked stroke, a painter's final touch, transformed Fiji's evening sky. The faint hum of Christmas carols drifted across the sand from the dining hall, where the local children and community held candles and celebrated Christmas Eve by singing their traditional songs. We, on the other hand, were not so graceful with our voices at the time, belting out any lyrics that came to mind about Christmas. "I bet I could sing that good if I really wanted to," my father claimed. "Rudolph the Red-Nosed," he belted out of tune. Thanks, Dad, but I think I'll stick with listening to the kids. Or, of course, Marley," I said. "Fa-la-la-la." Okay, not Marley, just the other children. The sun had now vanished beneath the horizon, and there was nothing left but the vast rolling ocean and a few emerging stars. It was peaceful, and the night was beautiful. The air was weighed down with humidity and the smell of salt. When we reached the end of the beach, we turned around and started back to the dining hall. When we arrived at the dining hall, we watched the kids sing. It was amazing that they had come there that night to sing to the people at the resort. Now, many of you are listening to that memoir and probably thinking that's pretty good, and I agree, there's a lot of good, vivid, descriptive language. However, Tyler, the author of this memoir, was ready to abandon this piece after his first draft because he couldn't figure out his so what. He wasn't sure why he was writing about it, why it was important, why it was worth exploring. So here's what we asked Tyler to do. Tyler was asked to go through his draft and think about the reader. And in every place where he thought, you know what, a reader might be wondering what I was thinking or what I was feeling in that moment, Tyler was asked to put an asterisk in each place where he thought a reader might wonder what he was thinking or feeling. And so Tyler did that. And as he read, he found 5 different places where he realized he could share what he would have been thinking or what he would have been feeling in a particular moment. And you can see he found one moment early on when his family and him were walking along the beach. Another moment where he observed the beautiful sky. Another moment where he heard the local children singing traditional songs. A fourth moment where he was aware of the smell of the salty sea air. And lastly, when he reflected again on the people that had come to celebrate with the folks staying at the resort. So those were 5 areas where he thought a reader might wonder what I was thinking or feeling. And so then what Tyler was asked to do was to go back to those moments and simply write in what he was thinking or feeling in that moment. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now is to go ahead and read Tyler's final draft. And on page 57 of your notebook, jot down what thoughts or feelings did Tyler add to his second draft at these moments. First, notice what he added when they were walking down the beach. Notice what he added when his family was walking down the beach. Notice what he added when he noticed the sound of the traditional songs. 3, what he added when he noticed the smell of the salty air. And lastly, 4, what he noticed as he heard the singing at the resort. I'm going to pause the video now and give you guys some time to read that memoir and jot down your noticings on page 57 of your journal. So the rule of thoughts and feelings is this. Remember that in a memoir, the reader needs someone to be with, and that someone is you, the writer. From now on, try to include your thoughts and feelings as you draft. But if you discover that you need your first draft to get the details of the story right, then go ahead and revise for thoughts and feelings by going back inside the story and discovering and capturing these moments as they unfold, just like Tyler did. Remember to do this. Insert asterisks at points where the reader might wonder what you were thinking or feeling. Then just go ahead and write these thoughts and feelings in the margins or on separate sheets of paper. Once you've got that done, you simply just add them to your next draft, so these valuable thoughts and feelings are included on your finished product.